Hope you guys are all having an excellent weekend. Here is our weekly watch list video highlighting a few stocks we are watching. Enjoy. So, getting things started, the first thing I'm going to be doing is let's break down QQQ. And before I do that, let's go into the Forex Factory calendar here, see if we have any red folder news here. So when we look at this, there's nothing too much until we come in here and we go into this Thursday. Now, we do have some red folder news here, but this is all the Canadian market here, so nothing of that much importance. What I do think that will bring us some volatility is going to be these retail sales and then unemployment claims, which all look like the data days are going to be on Thursday, and then we also have an FOMC member speaking here on Friday. So nothing that big here this week in terms of red folder news outside of Thursday. Monday, we really have nothing. At 3 o'clock is when a FOMC member speaks. And then Empire State Manufacturing Index isn't really going to bring us much volatility at all. So that is where we sit in terms of data this week. Where do we sit in terms of QQQ? And that's where we come in here. This looks like a pretty good daily setup here. So we have this first bar, and this, if you guys have watched any prior videos, is the 3-bar play is a great setup that I will look for. We get 1, 2, 3, so this is going to be a 4-bar play variation because we have these two inside bars right here. So an inside bar on this bar 2, inside bar on bar 3, which means if we get a breakout over 494.10, we could get a strong expansive move up into 499.51s. That is going to be my ideal long setup here is over 494.10. So let's type this out here so you guys have a plan. So over 494.10, target into 499.51s, and then into 503s. So that is going to be my main watch here this week. In the market perspective, we're trying to break this prior swing pivot. So we come down here, we make that new higher high, and now we're trying to take this and higher low. We confirmed it after we broke this prior higher high right here for that move back up into the structure where we ended up putting in lower highs before rolling over. So that is from the daily chart perspective. But if we go into the weekly, what we see here is a failed sell. So this at one point was a red bar that looked like this. That looks pretty bearish, right? If you were a short, or if you were looking to go short, doesn't this look like a potential lower high here, and then you'd end up going short off of this bar right here at its low, right? Because that would look like a lower high, and we can come down and visit these lows right here. But when you look at this, what ends up happening? This ends up closing green and forms a hammer. So anyone who is short below here, they're all going to be trapped. And as they get trapped, we broke this candle's high last week, and then we got this momentum move to the upside. So over this candle's high and this weekly trigger over 494.10 puts us on the table for a move back up into this region right here. So definitely a bullish setup if we can get that move. Now, in terms of shorts, I don't like shorting this strength action here that we get. If we get back below 482s, then I will look to short here down potentially into 469.39s, but let's see, 482 from here, it's roughly a $12 move, so, or $11 move, so not that likely to happen. I will be watching it if we can get it to happen, but unless this weekly sell triggers here, this is looking like a bullish momentum, failed sell here, that can push us to the upside here this week on QQQ. Apple, one I've been really watching for a while, and we'll start from the weekly term perspective. So we have a clear triple top right here. There's no question about it right there. Right around, was that probably 232? But when we come in here, we have a failed 3-bar play, yes. But then we come down, we trigger below this weekly bar's low, and then all of a sudden we're trying to put in a potential higher low here instead of rolling over. So if you guys would think of this, at one point this red bar looked like this, and it'd make you assume that we would have wanted to test lower prices, at least come down near where this prior pivot was. Instead, we end up flipping green here we end up flipping green, and now we're putting in a potential higher low. So if we get over this bar's high right here, I do think we can come up and tag these 235.58 highs here. So that is from the weekly chart perspective. We're playing a potential higher low that would trigger a weekly buy, making this a higher low. It would confirm this as a higher low down here once we break this higher high, and then we can make that move up into 235.58. What's even better about this setup is let's go into the daily. What is the daily telling us? Well, the daily is a 4-bar play. We get a big advancement bar and then 2 inside bars, and we're trying to flag here on the daily after a test of the 50 moving average. Now it looks like we could see that continuation move higher. So an A+ dream world setup for me is an open over 229.63 that can either hold and get in a trend, or we can get it back through open for a test up into 235.58. That will be my watch here on Monday. We would have to gap up roughly $2 to get that move. It's definitely possible. It's less than 1%, a little less than 1%. So it can be done. But if we can get that move, that is going to be my main watch, over 229.63 for that move up into 235.58 this week. Amazon, this is a similar setup here, but what I like is this failed breakdown here. So we come down, we bottom ticket, so a failure lower, so F lower, looks bad. Let's do fail lower. There we go. Right here below this prior weekly bar's low, and then we come up and trade and close right at its highs or near the highs here. And then what this does is this could be, okay, this could be our potential higher low off of this prior bounce. So this is our prior lows. We come down here, higher highs. So we can mark this up as higher highs, higher high over here. And now we're coming up, and if we can make this a potential higher low, that puts us on the table for 195.58 to test these prior higher highs here on the daily, which kicked off this downtrend here. We come up, and then this at one point was the higher low. But now if we flip this and hold right here, that would be a break of this prior lower high. Sorry, not higher low. Lower high, that would be that break, and this is a very obvious target to take over 189.46 to retest this structure. So let's play longs, or looking for longs over 189.46. Target is going to be 195.88. But when we go into the daily, what's the daily telling us? We tried to break down, we get this gap up in this indecision bar, and then we get this strong outside bar with minimal drawdown, and actually traded this on Friday on the relative strength that this one did have. So if we can get back over this 189.46 area, my target is going to be 195.88. And that really corresponds with this prior pivot here, and then this 3-bar rejection right here before rolling over. So 189.46 up into 195.88. And then the last one, this one's been on watch for a while, and it's finally setting up and working in our favor. We got this confluence into this level retest with the 50 and 100 moving average, and now you can see we're off to the races here from a watch list that we had, I believe it was a week or two ago, talking about NVIDIA looks great on this 50 100 moving average hold and a potential higher low into this structure. So now from the weekly term perspective, we're breaking out. We get this inside bar, and then we tried to break down. We got this topping tail, and then another inside bar, and then a strong bullish momentum bar here. For me, ideally over 135.81, we come and run these 140.76 highs, which is the all-time high here on NVIDIA. That is going to be a nice setup potential here, and it would trigger this weekly buy over this highs right here. But let's go into that daily chart again here. So this 135.81 area is this first lower high on the daily where we kick off this downtrend. So this is going to be a crucial level right here. 135.81. We open above, hold, and trend. I like us up into 139. Or if we get the back through open, trend up into 139, and then these 140.76 highs. That looks like a very, very good setup here. And even if we go into a shorter term perspective here, you can see we are in a very nice uptrend here. We're moving from the left side up into the right-hand side here. So over 135.81, which you can see we missed it by what? 3 cents here on Friday. That is going to be my watch. This is a big target. It's what kicked us off into a daily downtrend. So this first target right here, if we can get over this and hold and trend 139, and then these all-time highs are on the table. I hope this video helps you guys. If it did, if you could please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. And as always, let us know down below what you guys are watching. Thank you guys, and I hope you all crush it this week.